the channel. Today I just wanted to give you guys a quick inside tour. I've done a video on this in the past, but we've got a lot more subscribers, and I just wanted to do a refresher course, I guess, on the inside of my 32 Model B. So let's take a quick tour inside. Come along with me and we'll take a look inside the car. So my grandparents restored this. My grandfather actually got this car in 1952 and drove it back and forth to work for years as is, and then did a full restoration, I guess. But everything is back to period correct as far as interior and the design of the car. He didn't change too much. I mean, he updated a couple things, but nothing extravagant or anything like that. Interior is period correct, restored. Steering wheels original, gauges original except for the fuel gauge, but it doesn't work. He added a push button start, but your steering column on off and all that. But right here, if you can see, there's an on off switch. Turn signals have been added, obviously, just for touring and making safer on the streets. This is an electric fuel pump. This was added to just help prime, because this car is just a manual fuel pump. So this actually helps prime the car to start, make starting easier. It's easier on the starter, less wear and tear. Pedal wise, you got your clutch, brake pedal, and then your spoon gas and your foot peg to keep your foot on, because of that spoon is very light, so you actually have to rest your foot on the foot peg beside it and just kind of roll your ankle over when you're using the gas. Then you got your gear shifter. This is a 4-cylinder, flathead 4-cylinder, 3-speed. Up is reverse, down is first, second, third, emergency brake, and then your gauges. Now the gauges, we'll get on the other side of the car and I'll show you. Get inside the car here, the gauges. You got your throttle cable. This is almost acts like a cruise control. You can actually pull this out and it controls the gas pedal. And if you're just cruising down the road, you could pull this out and set it and take your foot off the gas. Battery, speedometer, trip. This right here, this lever, is your vent up top. You know, as we discussed in one of the other videos, difference between a Model B and a Model A. The gas can would have been up there on a Model A, but Model B, this was the first year they moved it back to the rear of the car like we see today, and so you have a nice vent here that you can open up and let air in. It's kind of like your 1932 air conditioning. See how that works? It does let quite a bit of air in, and it does feel good on a hot day. A couple other added features. I know, obviously, a battery charger. They used to use this. Grandpa put this in for my grandma to have a little heater, plug-in heater, keep her warm, because obviously no heat, no air conditioning. CB, of course, add-on for when they were touring the Model A club. They could tour and talk to each other. If anybody broke down or whatever, they could be at each other's aid. These right here, so on the passenger side and driver's side, this front window does extend out. And I did receive a question on one of the shorts or videos about windshield wipers. The windshield wipers on this car is right here. There is a lever, or kind of what you would do is pull this out, and it's on the passenger side too. Here, you pull this out and that activates your windshield wipers. The windshield wipers run on engine vacuum, so obviously they won't work now. They're not motor driven. It actually has to have the main engine running, and when you're going down the road, you can pull this out and the wipers do work. Now, I was asked you know, do I drive it in the rain? I don't drive this in the rain. I keep it inside. I don't usually take it out in the rain. That's my choice, my preference. But I did get caught in the rain once and had to use them, and boy, did they work good. They work fantastic. No, they don't. I mean, they did what they were supposed to do, but if you ever go up a hill, that sucks your vacuum from these and they actually stop working. So you're just better off without, honestly, but it's neat. And we'll start it up here and I'll show you how they work. But next thing, obviously you got your roll up windows, and this is your lever to open and shut your door. On the driver's side, your lever to open and shut the door, but it does lock. This is how you lock the car. You put this in the down position, it does lock. And the key is on, to get in the car, is on the passenger side. And the reason they did that back then was for safety. So when you parked alongside of the road, you had to get in through the passenger side to keep you off the street, opening your car door on the street to keep you safe. That was just a safety function. Another, getting back to the steering wheel and the controls, blinkers, horn button. This does your lights. This turns your lights on and off. You have to turn this on, and this also is a safety feature, or anti-theft. It actually locks the wheel, and that was a thing in 32 where they added where you had to turn. This actually locks the wheel to where people can't just push your car off and start it and go. Obviously you could probably still do it, but it would be more of a hassle with this. And this is the old starting method. We've since added a push button start, but obviously it's comfortable. Got plenty of leg room up front. The back, you got your 2 bucket seats up front. The back, this seat folds down on the passenger side, you can lift up, and you can crawl in the back. Obviously a lot of leg room. Windows roll down, dome light. Window shade if you're getting too much sun, I guess, or if you want privacy. Back here, it's kind of fancy for an old car, but I mean, look at all the room back here. I mean, I can sit, have my legs crossed, enjoy the views going down the road. I mean, for the year, I mean, you know, 90 some years old, I mean, it's got a lot of leg room. Seats are comfortable. It's just a fun old car. So let's get it started up, and I will show you how the windshield wipers work, and maybe we'll go for a little drive. Up here, we're going to start it up, and I'll show you guys how the windshield wipers work. Okay, so that was the windshield wiper display. Obviously, I only have 1 speed, and they just go with how the engine's doing, but still pretty cool. They still work, still running the original operating system that they were designed to do. One thing I wanted to show you too, you know, ample storage down in here. Some things that I've left in here. This whole notepad. You can zoom in and see it. Here's a parts list that my grandfather has, and it's actually located underneath the back seat. He's got stuff for long trips and stuff that he would keep in here, and he would keep what he has. So I've just kept that in there, more of a sentimental value thing. Radiator cap. He was always worried about somebody stealing the quail. So whenever he'd park it and leave it, he would take the quail off and put this one on. So that stays in here. And obviously you can't go anywhere without a deck of cards. And then another thing that they had, gas gauge. Obviously the fuel gauge in this one doesn't work. I know he fought with it for years, so he would keep that in there. But just some cool storage. It's in here. More sentimental to me more than anything, but I think there's a screwdriver and stuff in there, but he always kept tools with him when he went someplace long way distance. So that's basically it. If you got any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll try to answer them the best I can, what I know about the car. And let's get back in and let's go for a drive. Thanks for watching.